Well, the UFO conspiracy, they think they got a lot of this technology from a downed craft, like their version of Roswell in the Black
Yes.
Forest in 1936.
Can you explain that event?
I don't know much about the event. I just know that a craft went down in the Black Forest in 1936.
What's up, guys? If you're not...
Is that they just couldn't weaponize these things in time to win the war. But we do know that Hitler in his speeches was talking a lot about, like, we have these amazing weapons. We're going to take over the world with this kind of stuff. So he... yeah, exactly. And so basically where this kind of ties into the UFO conspiracy and whatnot, well, the UFO conspiracy, they think they got a lot of this technology from a downed craft, like their version of Roswell in the Black Forest in 1936.
Can you explain that event?
I don't know much about the event. I just know that a craft went down in the Black Forest in 1936, which is in Germany, I believe. And they think that a guy like Hermann Oberth and a lot of these, you know, because a lot of the top rocket scientists came out of Germany, and we got Werner von Braun from like Paperclip.
Oh yeah,
and Hermann Oberth, he's a German scientist. They call him like the father of the modern day rocket, and he was quoted saying like, "We had help from people of other worlds. Like we couldn't have done this on our own." And so
that's not a figurative statement at all.
Right.
Okay.
And he's the father of modern day rocketry. So essentially, they probably had reverse engineered some of this stuff. There's also this story about, and this belief, like, again, one of those things that a lot of people would probably call bullshit on, but there's this girl named Maria Orsic, who was like the head of some occult group in Germany. Have you heard of her?
I haven't heard of her, but I've heard of the occult experimentation with Germany a lot. Yeah.
So if you look her up, she's like this sexy woman, right? She is like, let's just call a spade here, right? Just Google image Maria
God, I'm
Orsic,
so mad
bro.
she liked Hitler.
Well, they say that the Nazi party formed out of this group and another group merging. And this is all going down in like 1938, 1939, like a couple years after.
She's a babe.
Yeah,
right.
I'm telling you, bro. So their group was an occult group of blonde chicks that look like her. It's just a group of chicks with like long blonde hair. I think it's called the Vril Society, maybe. Yeah.
Do you see it on there?
Just Maria Orsic. Google Maria Orsic, and like you could even.
Name does sound a bit familiar now.
How do you spell the last name?
Orsic.
Yeah, Maria Orsic.
Oh, there we go.
But I've never seen her before. I've never seen that picture. I remember
She's
that.
all over the place here.
Huh.
All right, so this group of people, they had long hair, and they basically believed that they had psychic powers, right? This group of chicks, and they believed that their powers came from their hair, kind of like Samson from the Bible. You know, like you cut off his hair, he loses all of his strength. So they had intentionally grown out their hair to be really fucking long, like down to their knees, basically, right?
Oh, that's no good.
And
Split ends like crazy.
Probably, but I mean, she was a babe, and
yeah, she was. I'll give her that.
So theoretically, they were remote viewing and communicating with advanced beings that claimed to be from the Aldebaran star system, the Aldebaran or the Aldebaran, however you want to say it, and it's a star system of. I forget the exact details that they say about the star system, but that's what it was called. And essentially, they gave her blueprints to these Hanabu craft. That's how they got the blueprints. The unofficial story was through her remote viewing sessions where she would do psychic writing with her eyes closed, and out would pop out these complex blueprints about these wonder weapons like Die Glock and Hanabu craft, right? Yeah. So again,
by the way, Alessi, can you pull up that? I just want to make sure we hit this because you had asked for this. Can we pull up the UFO incident from 1936?
Kecksburg, that's right.
The one, is this the one?
Yeah.
In the black? No. The one in the Black Forest. Do we still have that?
Black
Did you?
Forest.
Yeah, there it is. Remember this one you were talking about a few minutes
Yeah.
ago? I just want to make sure we have the context. In 1936, a flying saucer allegedly crashes in the Black Forest, opening the door for advanced German technology in aeronautics and space reverse engineering. The ship and its occupants were spirited away to the dark heart of Nazi Germany, where all was dismantled and diligently studied. A resulting program was called Hanabu, which is linked to the Nazis to UFO underground bases in Antarctica. Oddly, I discovered crash/stored UFOs in a grid travel experience with friends long before I knew about any of this. Today, people incorporate the themes in... Okay, this is just the author talking.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next one for context was the Kecksburg one you were talking about, right? This is the acorn one?
That's the one that I believe... and I'm sure people have also talked about this. It's not like I created this theory, but it's one that I don't think gets talked about enough. But it looks eerily similar to Die Glock if you look up pictures of what Die Glock looked like. The thing about Die Glock is they've never found one. You know, I don't even think they found a Hanabu craft because theoretically those all went to Antarctica. But and we can kind of get to that when we start talking about Operation High Jump. But this one was interesting to me because it appeared in 65, right? So a couple years later, apparently you could put a couple of people inside of Die Glock, and it had this red spinning mercury. I mean, I'm sure they had a lot of radioactive poisoning or whatever. Like, I can only imagine red mercury, right? But the theory is that it maybe had the ability to travel through time, like time space is a continuum, right? And so if you can warp gravity enough, it could theoretically maybe move forward and backward in time. And you know what? You were talking to Lawrence Krauss about this, the whole theory of time dilation. Time dilation is directly correlated to gravity. So that's kind of where that theory comes from. So
interesting.
Moral of the story is the Kecksburg UFO incident ended with the UFO government crash retrieval program coming in the still of the night, a couple hours after this thing crash lands in this forest or the Kecksburg small town. Many people saw this thing, but they also saw the government come in and swiftly carry this acorn-shaped thing away. And so now they have that little statue in the town.
And this is in 1965. Which again, and I always say this as well, as someone who definitely thinks we're not alone in the universe, I think that's just statistically like not even possible. But, you know, I still, case by case, like to look at stuff and say, well, what else could it be? You know, this is at the height of when those scientists were running our programs and stuff.
Yeah.
So they've shared their technology with us. It could be something we had engineered. You know, I wish I knew, but I don't know exactly how far ahead, like DARPA, for example, is on technology from where we are in society. But I know it's far ahead from the people I talk to. So what does that mean? How far ahead could they have been back then? You know?
Yeah.
It gets weird. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.